So tell us about what's going on with Flash 10.1 for mobile and the other implications of that.
Right, so there's some huge news around Flash Player 10.1, and probably the most exciting is that now we have a single Flash Player code line on all devices. So one of the big issues always used to be, Flash was great and really powerful on PCs, but you couldn't run the same Flash Player on devices, set-top boxes, smartphones, that kind of stuff. So Flash Player 1 really brings together the same power of the Flash Player onto all of those devices. So you'll be able to run essentially the same code, the same kind of content. Perhaps more importantly, that Flash Player 10.1 is now protected as well by our DRM technology in Flash Access. So all the DRM protection is now one system on any device that supports the Flash Player 10.1. So we think that's going to provide a lot of opportunities for new and different and innovative business models around playing video and interactive applications on different kinds of devices.
In terms of content creators, do they have to create things differently to work on mobile, or there is a form factor, isn't there, in a sense, with mobile content? Could you talk about that?
Yeah, so obviously there are differences in screen size and the capabilities of input devices and that kind of stuff. So those do change the nature of the interactions. But we very much believe that when you're creating an application for Flash, you're creating an application for Flash. So the rest of those design elements should be built into the process of creating them. So as part of the tools that we have for developing these applications and the players and everything else, we have tools to allow you to test that as you're developing it against the different kinds of devices to make sure that your text input supports touch on a mobile device or a keyboard on a PC or whatever it's going to be, and that the screen obviously supports the design that you're putting around the visuals of the application.
Tell us about the Olympics. We did not see Flash in the U.S., so we saw it in Silverlight. Tell us about, maybe anecdotally, here in the U.K. and some other countries, how it all went.
All right, so as usual, a lot of the general heavy lifting of video content over the internet tends to be done by Flash, and I think that's really what we've seen this time. We are working very closely with organizations in order to position Flash perhaps more highly in the front line for the next version of the Olympics. But most of the time, we tend to deliver the actual volume of content through Flash rather than, if you like, the pinnacle sites through it. I think probably the most exciting area is that video's now just become another kind of content. You put words inside a magazine, but now we can go directly from the magazine onto the net, onto mobile devices with video, with interactivity. So I think that more intelligent use of video, you're going to see less of video as just a, sit and consume it, and more of something that you're actively interacting with, actively choosing, or actively part of the application that you're working on.